getting a benefit of it, because on the consumer side, they're getting cheaper oil in the end, and on the other side, they're getting a constant, inventory where their business is up and running.
Yes, we give them lists of our citizens, and our citizens use them. And we were talking before we started taping that there are other avenues. To me, I think we need to be green as a town, and a lot of the things the town of Cortland government is doing is to encourage this, as far as stopping overdevelopment, slowing the growth of traffic, switching to CFLs. We have an energy audit of our town hall, and we're going to invest money to make the town hall an exemplar of what can be done.
Going green.
Going green.
Well, are you asking for LEED certification?
I don't know if we'll go for LEED certification. That's maybe very difficult to attain in a pre-existing building.
Because the building is already pre-existing.
Yes,
right?
But we're going to get close. We have a new community center for children, for youth center that's being developed on Route 9, and that will be NYSERDA ranked as being a green space. But as part of this oil initiative, I think we should choose ideas that burn less oil, and so I'm excited about this, that one of the companies, Byrite, is going to be introducing biofuels, and we'd like to promote that as well. Just like I said, Robeson is going to be doing these energy audits, so you burn less fuel. Byrite will give an alternative of using biofuels, and that will be part of our program.
Sure.
So just beyond the savings, we want to be efficient and green. And so that I think this program will do that.
Oh yeah, I see this we hear all the time about shared services, like whether it's with an existing municipality or an adjacent one. I mean, in this case, you actually went not just municipality to municipality, but you went, like I said, municipality to the private sector, it's bold and it's working, and it's like, what, you can almost see this going into even other things, whether it's shared services in one area, water distribution. I mean, this is endless. It could go on.
Well, I've been starting to think about a new area, and I haven't quite figured out the details yet. But to me, one of the, I was looking at our budget, and we all know that this is going to be a tight time for all governments, because governments are supported by not just your taxes, but by when homes are transferred, we get a mortgage tax, and that is significantly down. Town of Portland about $1 million this year, and as business slows and less revenues come in through sale tax. So and small businesses are suffering. So I'm trying to think, is there a way where I can get small businesses in our town to perhaps give a discount to residents in our town, who will therefore, because of the discount, do their business and buy in town. And so that residents would save money, and businesses locally would get the business, as opposed to going down to White Plains or some other community.
Sure.
And that might help both, and then generate sales tax to help the town.
Sure, the shop local thing. And and I mean, being a small business owner myself, everybody says, well, how come, we don't hear your advertisements on the local radio stations as much as you used to? And you know what? And I'll tell you why. It's exactly that. About 4 or 5 years ago, I realized, I was wasting a lot of money on the media in general. But meanwhile, when someone would come in from a local PTA organization, a journal ad for this organization, Hibernians, Christopher, whatever it was, I said, there's a need here. There's definitely need, and there's a communication factor involved too. So I said, let me cut back on my budget on the media side, and let me start giving more to these local organizations. And you know what happens in the end? The word of mouth starts to spread, and what I do on that is tenfold better than any ad I can take at any given time.
Well, I think that makes sense, because what you're telling me is you're targeting your media locally,
right? Exactly.
And helping the community, as
at
opposed to broadcasting it to communities who may not come in.
Exactly, and that's kind of the same thing. Like, for example, I think they started now, the local schools have where you, for $10, there's a credit card that people purchase in order to raise funds for the local schools. But on the backside, there are a list of all these local businesses that say if you go in there, they'll give you 5% off, 10% off, a Happy Meal if you buy a large meal at McDonald's. And guess what? People use those in droves. I mean, I've got one daughter working in school locally, and she says, we get those cards in all day long. It's unbelievable. We thought maybe one or two, maybe, like a week or something. And we get 10 or 20 a day.
Wow.
So that your idea is kind of, it's already begun. It's already out there.
There you go.
It's something would be the next
The Volpe
thing.
plan.
No, I take no credit. It's all yours. So we're at the stage now where, looking forward, what do you see the town of Cortland, or you specifically, doing in the town as far as where do you think we're headed? Are we, how are our budget plans going into the future? How are we looking with that?
The next 12 to 24 months are going to be austerity budgets. This is a time when we need to really only do the necessary, the mandatory, those services required of any government. Beyond 24 months, we hope to do a lot of the programs that will allow growth and thinking towards the future, such as new projects and plantings and beautification.
Right.
During these 24 months, we want to continue our endeavors to slow traffic growth, which is really a quality of life issue now in
right.
Cortland, Yorktown, Peekskill, and come up with policies and perhaps new roadways that will ease the congestion. In fact, I was at a meeting with all three towns, City of Peekskill,
The North Quadrant study.
and trying to look at the sustainable growth and what's going to happen with the Bear Mountain Parkway, and to finally connect that to the Taconic Parkway.
Because that's been quite a few years that they've been taught.
Right, so I don't know if the state is going to have the money, because 202 and Bear Mountain, these are all state roads.
Right, DOT would
and
be in charge.
DOT it would be involved. And now with the new Patterson budget, which is slashing $2 billion, I think a lot of these things are going to be on the back burner for a while too.
Sure.
But I think that as the economy improves, and it probably will be a 2-year cycle, and when we come out of it, we can get into some of the new issues of acquisition of private space for preservation
or open space.
and other activities that will grow the community.
Well, I know the supervisor in the town of Cortland has had a she's very tight fiscal budget, very fiscally conservative. Her record for the past 16 years is, I think, untouchable probably throughout New York State.
It is.
So I know, and I don't see any reason why she would not at this time decide to spend a mad money. You know what I mean?
No, she is very conservative. She's very grounded. We've talked as a board. She's taken a lead position on being fiscally responsible and conservative.
Right.
And,
so I'm sure between you and the town board and Linda, that I think every town of Cortland resident should sleep well. That at least we're doing.
I think our local government will be fine. State and federal.
State, federal, and county is another issue.
That's correct.
Well, and any future endeavors are we looking for,
if Hillary becomes Secretary of Defense,
that's right,
Secretary of State,
yes.
Then maybe I'll have to run for senator. Shy of that, no. My cardiology practice and councilman is fine for quite a while.
Yeah, you're the greenie on the block right
yes,
now.
I am.
So you're the new kid on the block.
Get me through my first term, I'll be very happy.
You never know. The one thing I've learned in politics is you never know. You just keep on hammering away. That's all.
That's it. Enjoying it.
Good. That's. You seem to have a good attitude. You seem to have the atmosphere around you that's conducive for that. Sounds like you're in the right time at the right place, so that's important sometimes.
I am enjoying it, and as I said, the board is good. I'm very fortunate that I didn't have to come in like our new president will into a situation where everything's coming unraveling. Yes. I came into a town that has been very efficiently run, right. And so I have the luxury of saying, okay, we're at a good starting point. How do we make it even better?
Right,
and
exactly.
so I like my position. I don't want to be in his shoes.
Okay, well, Doctor, 30 minutes.
It goes by quick.
It goes by quick. Thank you very much. Once again, we'd like to thank everybody for viewing in on the Volpe Report. As a matter of fact, this should be airing on Thanksgiving Day. So to all of you at home, have a happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays, and we wish to say hello to everybody. The channel is, I'm getting my director telling me, let's see, it's in the Peekskill, Cortland area. It's Thursday night on Channel 15, public access at 8:30 at night. And on Wednesdays in the Yorktown and Putnam Valley area, it's 6:30 p.m. So we'd like to thank you once again for viewing in. Any comments, any questions about the CHOP, the Cortland Home Eating Oil Plan? please, let's please talk to Dr. Becker at the town of Cortland, and thank you very much.
Stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I